Okay, Catherine, how you doing? Yeah, this works definitely. This works. Writing is good. I wanted to address one thing in your writing. I think everything makes good sense here, except there's one thing here. Is you're saying that it's crucial to find images that have the same saturation and light source. And light source definitely, absolutely. The light source has to be identical, if not similar. Otherwise, it just won't work. Now, you can, if you have one image that's lit from the left and another that's lit from the right, that's all is not lost. You can use the images together. You just have to flip one over so that the light sources are consistent. Light sources of critical importance. Saturation, not so much, because you can always do adjustment layers to increase the saturation to bring those closer to um, uh, closer to consistency. So to me, I still maintain the most important things are light source and resolution. Resolution you can't change; you're stuck with it. As a matter of fact, I want to talk about resolution in your piece. So let's go ahead and jump over there. Okay, so let's bring this down a little bit here. I want to get this in the window. I think it's great work. It really is. I love it so far. So one of the things I would recommend is this: is we can try something here. Now I know that you don't want to um, reduce the image, but I think that we might end up having to. One of the issues I'm seeing here is now you've pulled the guy out front. This is a great configuration right here. I love it. I think it's great. Good job adding the building to background. I want to talk about that in a second. This type right here is it's almost an afterthought. It's up there in the corner. It's almost not noticeable. So I would say separate these. Add a good, nice tagline right here, okay? It's us against them. That's it. Or it's them against us. That's it. Try to use a bold typeface. Really give some meaning to this, okay? And then coming soon, you can just place that right up there. Separate those, and again, in something that's going to be visible instead of kind of trying to tucking it up in the corner there where no one will see it. One of the things I think about this configuration here is that right now, the LL, before when he was behind the type, it wasn't working. Now, he's kind of obstructing some of the type. So this theoretically could be construed as AUY or AULY. I don't want that to happen. I think that should be really consistent as how that works. So what my recommendation, again, would be just to reduce this a little bit, take the alley, and you can even reduce the size of that, place it at the top, make sure she's overlapping. Okay, so she'll be coming in from here. So it really won't affect any of the legibility of the type. So you move that up there, then you can replace it's up against them, maybe over here, and then coming this wall, maybe down here somewhere. But that way, I think that we'll have this kind of interesting configuration here. Another option is to reduce this and just watch my cursor and have it consume this area right here. You can have his feet dangling over the title. This might even be a better option because I really do like the title in the bottom, but have his feet dangling over just the top of the LL, just instead of covering that whole first L and kind of running the risk of not being able to read that word. Okay, this is begging for color right here. It's in white. It's begging for color. That just might be the snap of color you're talking about that you might need. A really neat technique is to go through here with your eyedropper tool and select colors. You can select a color right out of this image to use for this type. That'll create harmony. Okay, I talked about resolution. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Okay, now as you can see, this is a low resolution image in the background and it won't work. You can clearly see it's the inconsistencies. And again, this is what I was talking about resolution before being one of the most important aspects in Photoshop composite work. So we can clearly see the foreground images are much, much more crisp and clear than the background image, which is very much pixelated and shows evidence of compression artifacts. So we don't want to use that background image. You want to find a high resolution image to use for the background. You might even consider not even placing that blue, just have that as a regular city that back there instead of having that blue overlay. That might be really interesting too. So in your writing, you allude to the fact that you still are basically kind of experimenting a little bit. So go ahead and take my comments into consideration and make the changes that you think might be necessary. Boy, this is begging for a pop of color. But I'm wondering if it's some kind of red, one of the reds from in here too. Think about it. Okay, so make any necessary changes and we'll take a look at your final this Sunday. All right, great job. Good workflow. Thank you so much for sharing. Very compelling piece so far. Can't wait to see the final. Thank you very much.